software rewrites take 25.000. All right. Okay, Peter. Like we've all been in situations as software engineers where you're new on a project. Like you arrive at the job, they give you access to the code base. You open the code base. You spend a little bit of time on it. It's not very clear. And the more time you spend on it, the more like this idea pops up in your head. Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna contribute to this code base. Like, this is written in a very bad way. What was this person thinking? Like, this is not gonna scale well. This needs to be rewritten, stuff like that. So after a while, some engineers think that they can like remove everything, start from scratch, rebuild it, give me a couple of weeks, and then I'm gonna offer you like the new code base that's perfect without any issues, beautifully rewritten. What is your take on that?
Yeah, as you said it, engineers love to build, so their initial reaction is always, let me build it from scratch and I'll build it the right way. So they go to the founder and they say, give me 6 months and I'll build you a system that delivers value and that is built according to standards. But this is a slippery slope, because the first couple of months they will be building enthusiastically and they will add the right architecture and these kind of things. But after a few months, they will realize the product is actually a lot more complex than they initially thought, because they didn't have enough knowledge about the system. And at that point, they will have to make a decision. Either they prolong the development time or they start cutting corners. And most of the time, the 6 months is already a very long time for a startup or a scale-up. So most of the time, they decide to, okay, let's start cutting corners. And then the end product they deliver is actually not that much better than what was initially there. So for me, a rebuild is never the answer.
Yeah. So what is the answer then, according to you?
Logical question. But I think what you need is an experienced engineer who can work with the code base. The code base and the product is already delivering value, and hopefully you have some paying customers. That's why we're building it, right? So there needs to be a balance between, do we work on the technical debt or are we adding new features? Because all time that you're spending on rebuilding the system, you're not adding new features for your customers or for your users.
Absolutely.
So you want to have that balance, and you want to work with the founders or the stakeholders to make that decision. And do we spend time on a technical debt? Okay, we're not going to spend time in it. That might mean we will go slower in the future because we still have that technical debt. And that's the whole balance you want to think about, and engineers need to help you with that as a founder.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for the insights.
You're welcome.